Hey guys, today is January the 30th of 2014. I want to go over the euro and just give you my thoughts and my opinions, but also know this is an educational video only, so I don't give recommendations what you should do. I just tell you what I see in the charts. You need to decide what's best in your trading style and your strategies. With that being said, let's get into the charts. Okay, as you can see in the world markets, Asia's a little mixed. Nikkei is really negative. Euro negative, and I'm sure the U.S. session is going to be either choppy or very negative. But we'll see. We go to the calendar today. We had a report that came out at 7:30. The advanced GDP, excuse me, and the unemployment payroll. I'm sorry, the unemployment claims, and then pending home sales comes out at 9 o'clock, so in an hour. That's the only thing that could affect the euro as of today. And if we look for tomorrow, we see that there's really nothing much for Friday. Commitments of trader report, you see that commercial are hedging. They're buying the euro. So the lower it goes, the more they buy. And large speculators in retail, green and red. Retail is us. Green are the large speculators, the big money. They're selling the euro. I took out the sentiment because I don't want it to kind of mix you and throw you off. It's a little confusing. I'm just kind of seeing what it does, but I don't want to steer you off. I just want you to see what's actually happening. Sentiment is sentiment, but what the money is really going, this is where it's showing. So the trend is looking to the downside as of now. If we look at what the euro is doing on a day, relative performance is negative 0.60, so it's down. If we look at the week, very negative, negative 0.67, and if we look at the month, it's negative 1.59. We go for the quarter, it's negative 1.13%, and we go half a year, it's still positive, but you see that it's going a domino effect. If we go half a year and this thing starts looking at like the Aussie, negative 2.91, then it's really looking ugly. But as of right now, the half a year, it's holding up. So I just want to kind of give you a perspective on that. So let's get into the charts. I want to save enough time to do this. I kind of got a little zoomed in so you can kind of see what's going on. These are stops. Right now, if you were long the euro, if you're using ATR, you already got stopped out, which is a good thing. It's better to be out than to be wrong. And if you were short, you got stopped out with the ATR and the percentage stop, but the SARS saved you. You're still in the game because it never got up there. And if you're long, you got this, and there's another stop somewhere around here. But it looks like it's going to the downside. If we add price retracement, you see that we cracked the 50 today at 36.22 with vengeance too. And your next support is 35.64, and I think the low as of right now is 35.66. So right there, you're having support right there. Your next low will be actually the 35.06, the low of what day is that? Brain dead. The 20th, yeah. That will be your next support. I'm sure there's some other there, but that's your next pivot low. So you're holding this as of now. If we take that off and show our gang swing bar chart, you see that we're to the downside. We went up here, and now we're pushing lower. Until this thing doesn't get like this green, it's still to the downside. So this kind of keeps you on the right side of the fence. Like you wouldn't go long on this because it's not telling you to go long, it's telling you to go short. pretty much. But I'm not telling you to go short. I'm just telling you what I see in the charts. You decide what you want to do. Andrew's pitchfork, where we at? Could it be that we had this big candle because we hit it once, went up, failed, went down, kicked it up again, and try to stay above and fail? Could it be that now traders are like, you know, it's not going to happen. Let's just sell this and it's going to go down now with vengeance. This is another one. This is from the weekly. We failed it also. So, you know, we failed that and that. We definitely failed the 1 by 1 on the 5, 4, 11 grid. So this is showing strength, weakness, I'm sorry, to the downside. You look at price retracements. You failed the 50 from another swing. You got the 25. You got the low here. We add any more? See what we got. So make sure we got everything in there. Yep, same thing. Same thing. There's a 50% actually right here, which is that 35.94. It failed that too. That's about it. I also want to show you, there's a 50 level right here, which is big. I also want to show you an ABC, and this is kind of early in the game right now because I'm waiting for it to take out this pivot low. But just in case, if it's going to do it, and we're kind of forecasting into the future, I normally do a swing short, which is an ABC pattern. So you got an A, B, C. So right here is just kind of tell you, see it found support at the 45%, which is at 35.64. It's somewhere around there. And then you got the limit, which is at 33%. Pyramid, you'll probably load up more here. And then your target will be, so as of right now, kind of guessing and forecasting with probabilities, you will hit the 100%, which is that 33.52, most likely there. If this continues going to the downside, you will go short and hit your target there and take half and see maybe it continues going lower, or just take it all and wait for the next setup. So as of now, that's what's kind of like in the works right now. I think that's it for this chart, and I got to work on some dates to see, you know, how everything is going to pan out. Let's go to my other charts right here, and you can see right here we failed the 1 by 1. This is where the battle is right here. WD Gann said that's the most important line, the 1 by 1. It's like a 45-degree angle, and it's failed the 50, the 20, and the 100. So your next support will be that 35.06, and you got this 50% right here, which is at 34.90. This is another thing I look at also when I'm, you know, doing analysis. This is within a TOS platform, Thinkorswim, but I use Gunners, and I use it from the July 9th low, and I use the system of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You can either do the 5 or the 8, and you take the 8th candle and pivot it high within this blue arc, and you see how everything's symmetrically lined up. You got the pop here, you got the resistance up here, you got the support right here at the 1 by 1 in the arch, and you see that the arch landed right here, giving you that how you call it, the turn right here, right on the arch. They say that normally the turns happen on these arches right here, so somewhere around there you probably expect like a turn, you know, likely, not that it always happens, but most of the times it does. You fail the 1 by 1 right here, and this is where you at, and you might find support right down there, which is like that 35.06 where that pivot low is. That's your grid right here, so you're gonna have to keep an eye on that. And if the arches are working, you probably might have, you know, if this continues going now, you might have support here and this angle right here, and might find a turn maybe around March, but that's just me speculating and guessing. So I just wanted to show you that, if it helps your analysis. Let's look at the let's glance this chart and see where we at, with the euro. I know I'm probably going over my time, but I figured this could kind of give you an idea. Where is it? I've deleted some things that I haven't been using, so. Alright, so notice the linear regression channels pointing down. You're in the cloud, so this is wild. This is crazy. Price could go really nuts here. Once you break out of it, then you're trending lower. So let's dissect this. Euro just hit the bottom, which is at 35.70ish around there, and it hit Woody's. That's why I like Woody's pivot. Look at that. Woody's pivot is 35.64. If you were scalping, you'll just, if it gets close there, just buy it and scalp a couple of pips up or whatever if you're trading futures. But it found support right there, and it's kind of finding support at the bottom of the cloud. It cracks this cloud, it's going to go down even lower. You're probably going to find support right here at the monthly Woody's, which is this is S1. That's 35.42. This kind of just giving you a rough idea. Looking into the future of the Kumo cloud, it hasn't changed, so it's still, but it's narrowing in, so it's not looking good. So that's where we at on the euro, but everything looks like it's pushing, wants to push lower. Let's look at the big picture so I can wrap this up and make some pips. Where'd my big picture go? Here it is, all the way down here. So the big picture consists of, you want to look at all the, you actually want to look at all the time frames. The more time frames you can see, the better you could have an understanding of what's going on. You got the monthly, weekly, daily, and the 12-hour. You can see on the 12-hour, we just cracked MOBO, the 50, the 20, and the 200, and then you're about to hit the 87.5%. You failed the 75% level, and this is your pivot low right here, that 35.06. So we did all this for nothing to go back down again. Everything is negative. Everything is pushing down. Weakness. If you look at the actually, this is the futures. I'm sorry. It's kind of close. I look at both. I look at the futures because the futures has the volume. So yeah, everything is negative. Same thing. Hasn't really changed. You look at the daily, and you have a new moon, 29th, 30th. So, if you're into astro trading, looks like maybe this could be affecting it. You haven't cracked the MOBO, so that's one thing you want to keep in mind. That's 35.66. It found the low right at the MOBO. You cracked the MOBO here on the weekly, but you haven't cracked it on the daily, so it's finding support there. But everything else is looking negative. Look at the momentum on the CC. Negative. You're in a squeeze play, interesting, for 3 days, and it looks like the pressure wants to go up. So this, is it a head fake? I don't know. We'll see. But, sometimes it shows the squeeze play that wants to go up, but it fails, and then you start seeing this creeping down lower, and then the explosion is to the downside. But if you look at the big picture on the weekly, you see that the explosion wants to go to the downside. So you got 2 weeks that this is pushing lower and lower, and it's in 2 weeks that price has been contained, and then you got 3 days here that price has been contained, but this pop up is because of this candle, so it showed all this force to go up, but it's still an inside kind of weak, if you look at it, because you haven't taken out last week's high nor last week's low, so you're kind of like in the range. That's why you got all this noise. But if you're scalping, you just have to look at the 12 hours and kind of play it from there. If you look at the weekly, look at this. I call these clusters: down, up, chopness. You see it more on the weekly, but it's still pushing down lower. The cycle, the Fisher, still pushing down. The monthly hasn't changed. says the same thing. So I hope this helps. Make some pips, good trading, and I'll give you my thoughts tomorrow on what's going on with the euro. Peace.